Hi, everybody. It is Sunday, August 7th. And yeah, I'm just going to do a quick update as usual. I got download, I keep getting downloads. They're just usually just kind of small information packages. And like I've told you guys before, it's more like just telepathy. They just, they'll tell me things. Sometimes I'll even ask ahead of time. I'll ask, I said, can you clarify something, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I got 2 pages of downloads. How that works is, this one was like 3:30 in the morning. I just, yeah, they just give me a whole bunch of information. It's almost like a package of information. So I try to write it down as fast as I can before before I forget. And they kind of help me with the flow of it too. But for the most part, they've been sort of just filling in the blanks for me because like they're just making this story more understandable as as we go forward here. But as far as just like an update is concerned, um, I do want to just shorten the story. I mean, to explain it, but what it boils down to is, as you know, we've all been we're like these. It's just these classes that we set up, and we're like grade 3 students, and we've got hijacked. This classroom got hijacked. It's manipulated. We've been used. We've been recycled over and over again for our energy, for our, because we are part of Source, which means we're capable of so much that we manifest things. We're creator beings, sort of. So we're creator beings, but really young uh, spirits that are on a soul journey of refining and defining. Uh, it's in a sense, I guess, these classrooms are set up to not only to for us to learn things in, but and experience them, uh, but also kind of define and refine and kind of make sure that we're not too out of control when we graduate to higher levels of consciousness. Sort of. I'm always trying to simplify, but anyway, so um, I'll just kind of give you kind of an update as far as like where we're at. We're out of the woods now when it comes to, we're not really in big trouble anymore. So, and this thing is ready to shift. And now, I guess, yeah, what I'll try to do is I'm going to try to explain how the shift is going to work. That's what everybody's curious about. I mean, everybody's always, it is interesting to find out our past and like how we got in this situation, and but we're going to have a lot more time to understand that when this shift is over with. But I guess what everybody is really curious about, including me, got to remember I'm a participant in this too. So even though I've got guides and I've done these before, this is a new path for me in some ways. Um, so okay, so how the shift is going to work is, what's happened is, like I said, it's like we've this grade 3 class, which is normally how these are played out, is more of a natural cycle. And even though we're inside streaming time and it becomes like a linear time, outside of it, as you know, the time is different. It's not the same. So this class that we're in could last for thousands of years, but yet outside streaming time, it's like, well, that classroom's been busy for 2 hours, like that. Wow, they should be on a break pretty quick. It's kind of like that. So, and these are like cycles that we go through, these lessons and learning, but they're sort of created by us. We because it's a collaboration, like including the storylines that we learn under and stuff. And that's why the teachers that are usually watching these classes are kind of in a sense under strict orders not to bother these classrooms, especially while there's a class in session, sort of, because it's like they're making up their own stories and stuff and being creative, and it's like you can't really interfere interfere with it. Well, as we know the story now, we were interfered. We were interfered by negative, dark entities that have hijacked this class. So how we're getting out of it, I'm going to lead to where we're at right now, is normally these classes are cyclical and they usually last around 26,000 years. Uh, and then there's kind of like a shift and the vibration will change to a higher level, sort of. And it does it more naturally, like really slow. It's like a slow progression. It's so natural that it doesn't, nothing seems crazy. But unfortunately, because this one was hacked, we're trying to speed up that timeline because, well, first of all, we should have been out of this classroom probably thousands of years, but definitely hundreds of years ago. And we're sort of under an extension, and I think that might even be another reason why other galactic beings were aware of this. We're all connected though too, so that's part of the story. But so what we've decided to do, the people that have come here to help, is it's almost like a grade 3 class that was going to go through a grade 4 class and then graduate to grade 5. The reason why 5 is a big deal is because the fifth density is a higher frequency where negative energies, negative entities can't exist there. I mean, they do sort of, but just in such a limited form. It's more easily detectable and defendable and whatever, But so, because we got in trouble and this class has been regressed and everything and messed with, we're trying to graduate from 3D straight to 5D, just to get us out of trouble. So us that came here to help, again, it's like we can't mess with a class in session too much. We can make suggestions and kind of show the way to get out of this trouble, and that's kind of what we've been doing. And we've got out of deep trouble, and now we're sort of at the stage where we're shifting through a really quick step into, well, we're actually partially in 4D right now, but it's like we're going to do a quick, 1 week lesson in grade 4 type of example, and then we're going to go skip right to grade 5. Sort of, that's kind of where we're at right now. So how it physically happens, this is the weird part about it, and I've used this before. It's very much like the Mandela effect, and which means it happens within a blink of an eye, not even a nanosecond, and we shift to a higher frequency, it's like we're shifting out of it's like out of a time stream. So the class will kind of look the same. There'll be a lot of differences, but because whenever we shift to a higher density or do any big shifts, especially when it comes to timelines, there's kind of like vague memories of it, because being in these physicalities, that's really in a sense where time exists, and we'll have memories of things and things like that. So, but outside of that, which especially higher densities, a lot of things will just seem different, but yet we won't really remember a lot of this stuff. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. What I'm getting at is don't worry about it, sort of. So what everybody was concerned with is whether you're going to take your avatar with you. That's kind of was the issue. A lot of people that don't make it in 3D, what ends up happening, I'll just say it the way it seems to us, is people die off, like their physical avatar dies off. But as we know, or most people that don't know, you should know, that our spirits are immortal. They last for eternity. So what that spirit will do is it'll go find not find, but and arrange another avatar, but in 5D in this case. So, in other words, you're gonna. Okay, it's gonna sound weird, but what I'm saying is when we all graduate to 5D, it'll be a new reality. Some of us will remember, some of us won't. Well, it depends on how up to speed you got. And that's why we're pushing this class through as fast as possible to get us away from those dark entities. So when we get there, a lot of us are bringing this avatar, this physical avatar, with us. It's a frequency change, so our bodies will literally have to change. And they've been doing it slowly. A lot of people have been feeling kind of strange, or whether it's headaches or what. A lot of people react differently, but yeah. So that's why I guess for some of us we realize that we're probably going to be taking our avatars with us, but that's not a big deal. What I'm saying is when you get there, it's a new vehicle, it's a new car. And it actually runs differently too. A lot of people talk about we're changing from silicone to crystalline, and that's probably kind of what it is. Will be more crystal based, like everything will be more like that in order to contain the frequencies. It gets complicated, but I'm trying to simplify this as much as possible. So where we're headed for, and that's before the end of this year, from what I'm getting, is there'll be, whether there's an actual physical event that we're aware of, like a solar flash or whatever it takes, but literally within a blink of an eye, we'll be out of deep trouble. Now, that doesn't mean it's over. Well, we still have a lot more learning to do, but it'll be basically fourth graders stepping into, and third graders stepping into grade 5 classroom. So that's why it's going to be kind of shocking, which means we're going to be more aware of our true nature and our abilities. Like things will become more psychic. Everybody will be. We'll be more telepathic. It'll be a whole new world, and that's what we've been talking about for a while now. It'll be shifting, and then we'll be learning a whole new lessons, which means we're also going to be aware of other entities in the universe. Now you can call them off-planet entities, you can call them ETs, whatever. There's lots of different races out there that they're our cousins. They're our brothers and sisters and our cousins. Okay, so we're going to be reuniting with them, sort of, and they're going to help us through. It's going to help us through this because, anyway, it's not going to be so shocking when you get up there. It'll seem actually more natural. Things will seem a lot more right. So we will be playing out this storyline that we set up, but it'll be a little more fast-paced because things will be changing. Like, for instance, we'll have free energy and we'll have med beds and things like that. So we're carrying the same storyline that we've created, which is pretty unique. This Earth that we created, it's a holodeck, it's a hologram, but it's a physical hologram. So we've got to shift that into a higher density, and then finish playing out that storyline. Is what it boils down to. So some of us will have our same old avatars we had back in 3D, and they'll be shifted to a higher frequency, and then we get to take it from there. And to be honest, we'll probably a lot more youthful again, and things like that. We'll be more healthy. So it'll just seem like, to be honest, it'll seem like as if I'm talking to people that aren't aware of what kind of happened. It'll seem like, hey, we got new technologies, we've got new things, and boy, we sure are growing quickly. This sure is a peaceful world now. I guess we must have, fixed that. So we're heading into more peaceful times, more stability, more the way we naturally learn. So we're, in a sense, going back to being one with whatever planet we're on, in this case, Earth. So we're going to be more natural laws, more natural ways of living, more natural ways of sustaining our bodies. It's not going to be this. Going to be like the medical system will change, the financial system will change because we don't really need money. That's this transition between a money system to a non-money system. We've got to play that out. So we're heading into really, really good times, but it's going to be kind of crazy time too. But luckily not violent or bad or negative necessarily. But because we're coming out of this old world that we are in, well, we're still in kind of right now, but that we're getting out of. As you know, our controllers used the two main things to keep us under control, which was fear, fear and lies. So we're going to be moving from lie world. Everybody lies there. I have to too. I lie, whether it's about my taxes or whatever. Everybody learns to kind of lie to get along because that's the way the system was set up. And then, yeah, it's like you're not really honest to everybody until you find some people that you feel safe around that you can be really honest with. That's kind of the world that we're sort of in right now and getting out of. And then fear. We live in a world of fear, and they ramp it up constantly to keep us under control. We're moving out of that. And that's why, in a sense, the sooner you do those things, the better off you'll be, because you'll be up to speed when we shift. So I don't buy into the fears anymore. I definitely don't fear death because there is no such thing. Things like that. So, so things are going to be transitioning to a very, very positive timeline. That's the best way to simplify it now. Once we get there, you guys will, everybody's going to understand a lot better because, yeah, it's just, our brains will be wired differently. Everything, we'll get it. It's like, okay, we've got to do repairs on our DNA. Anyway, it's a long story, but I'm just going to make this a short update, as in, like, we're out of really, really deep trouble. We don't have to worry about things anymore. As you probably noticed, everything's kind of slowly shifting to the truth is coming out, things like that. So we're doing really good. So don't worry. Stay out of fear. Stay positive, and we're shifting soon. So get ready for it. Okay, bye.